Like, think of Joel, it's the opposite.
It's not true. It's because he's got some mojo, and I'm just sitting here in my bedroom with shorts on. Time for four things first. Now, Brandon, you love Jordan Reed's Catch of the Year candidate.
Some amazing catches this weekend in all types of conditions. The route was amazing. The cleats look great. But this catch is phenomenal. Jordan Reed, oh my gosh, taking it off of the turf. The rubber, you just snatched it off of it. This is one of the greatest catches of the year. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins was a big one, but that was phenomenal. Great job.
Look, Zadarius Smith, classic. We've had a lot of group celebrations. Oh, brutal. You always have to lead. You got to make sure that people are with you before. And Smith bails him out. He's like, where are you going? I just tapped you on the shoulder, buddy. I thought we were doing a group celebration. It's brutal. 8 sacks on the year. He's having a great year. But this leadership from the Packers, I'm really concerned about it, Nick.
All right, I'll be quick here. I only need 9 or 10 minutes. All right. Hey, Brian Westbrook, I hope you're watching, because you owe a lot of Americans, myself included, a lot of money. He did this because of you. He runs out of bounds, and somehow wasn't the worst thing of the day. Chubb runs out of bounds. You go up 2 scores. That's not the right play, you doofus. And some of us had Cleveland -4. And then the stomach punch after that happens in the early games. The Cardinals complete this amazing play with time left. They got to kick the extra point. They kneel down the extra point. Some of us had Cardinals -2.5. If you had the Browns -4 and the Cardinals -2.5. Kingsbury, you're on my list.
Jameis Winston replaced the injured Drew Brees in the Saints-49ers game yesterday. Jameis went 6 of 10, 63 yards, no picks. You ask yourself, how did Jameis do this? How did he have a no-pick game? It's outstanding. And then you saw this pregame thing he did, and you're like, clearly the 49ers so distracted by whatever the hell was going on pregame, they couldn't even get themselves to properly play Jameis Winston. So the moral of the story is this: make your pregame routine so preposterous that your actual game looks pretty good. Jameis Winston, no picks yesterday. All right, let us shift our attention up to New England. The task for the Patriots: beat one of the best teams with one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the league in the Baltimore Ravens. Patriots are like, I got you, no problem. Cam and the Pats grounding and pounding their way somehow to a 23-17 win. Bad loss for the now 6-3 Ravens, but a big win for the Patriots as they inch closer to 500. Here's Cam Newton after the game on the magic of Belichick.
Listen, everything that coaches throughout the week, it tends to come up, and I'm beginning to think he either has like a Staples Easy button or a Buffalo Wild Wings button, or just a straight direct line to the football guys, because he's like a football whisperer when it comes to anticipating what the game's going to be like, how we need to win, and things like that. I'm extremely impressed with that. But for me, trying to find ways to keep this team in a manageable situation offensively is one of the things that I have to keep doing and keep doing a better job at.
I'm going to get to what Cam said in 1 second. Cam legit walked into his closet yesterday and said, what would be the best thing to win? That's it. With the hat, we nailed it. Now all we got to do is win. Kevin Wilde, buddy, we laughed at you. We laughed, exactly. We laughed at you on Friday. We laughed at you on the air. We laughed at you behind your back. We were like, is he no way Patriots pulled this out. Somehow the Patriots pulled this out. What do you have to say to all of us laughers this morning, KW?
Okay, first of all, I forgive everyone, because after the show, I went down and said, you know what? I was looking at my Christmas list, and I said, I'm going to downgrade everyone to coworkers or people I occasionally talk to. And it went from friends to coworkers, and it was a tough decision for me, and your Christmas presents were going to reflect it. When you just got, a tin of cookies, you're like, wow, I shouldn't have picked against the Patriots. Here's the thing, though, Nick. There's a lie that we tell children all across America. And you know what that lie is? You know what? If you just punch the bully, in the face, they'll no longer be a bully. They're actually just scared. Not true. Sometimes the bully comes back, says, you know what? Still a bully. In fact, I'm going to increase my bullyhood. And that's what Bill Belichick did. Told you on Friday, said, what do we do? And said, oh, Kevin, we always know. You take away the best thing. I'm like, yeah, I told you. So the Ravens came in, averaging 170 yards in a game that you had to run the ball because we were in a monsoon. They ran for 115 yards. A team did run for 170 yards. Who was that? Uh-oh. It's Bill Belichick and Rex Burkhead and Damian Harris of the Patriots. Hello, everybody. Basic football wins games. We run the ball. We don't turn the ball over. And we've got one little trick play. Jacoby Myers throwing the ball. Just love it. It's just, that's a little Josh McDaniels sprinkle, a little salt-based sprinkle on the offensive game plan. So I've got advice for everybody. If you want to stay in my good graces, don't root against the Patriots. You don't have to. But go to fanatics.com and you can order, Nick, you can order more stuff. You can order your Texans gear. You can order the Cardinals gear because that's who the Patriots up against. And if we get to over 500 or get in the playoffs, oh boy, it's going to be bad news for Tua. It's going to be bad news for the Chiefs. Oh, I know you're from Pittsburgh, Brandon. Bad news for the Steelers. You don't want to see us anymore. The bully's back, Nick. The bully is back.
So here's the listen. So first, let me give Wilds credit. There's no problem. I mean, there's a bit of a problem.
Thank you.
But Wilds deserves credit for believing in his team in the face of what I thought was an impossible task, which was beating the Ravens in a game the Ravens really needed in conditions that actually I thought weren't necessarily going to favor the Ravens, but a team that is that run heavy, I thought they'd be fine in the rain and the wind that was expected for Sunday night. Instead, the Ravens couldn't snap the ball. They were a mess in multiple phases of the game, and the Ravens do appear, and we haven't talked about it enough, to desperately miss their all-pro left tackle, who they gave $100 million to, and then he got knocked out for the season a couple weeks ago. It's a great win by the Patriots, and it is a vintage Belichick performance. Bill Belichick reminded everyone that we still need to put respect on his name. I was out here saying, was Brian Flores, had he replaced him as the best coach in the AFC East? Belichick said, not so fast, my friend. The problem for the Patriots, however, Brandon, does become, do they have enough time to make up the ground they've already lost, especially with Miami surging and with that devastating loss they had to Buffalo a few weeks ago? I don't think they do, but, Brandon, I have to give Wilds credit in this regard. You could have written their season off had they lost yesterday. I was certain they were going to lose yesterday. In addition to the Browns and Cardinals bad beats I took, I made a bad bet on the Ravens, -6.5. That was dead from kickoff. So the Patriots stayed alive, but I don't think that heartbeat is much more than a faint one right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Nick. They don't have enough time. But I want to go back to Wilds. Wilds, buddy, let's go back to Friday. We had Mike Vick on. And Nick and Jenna, everybody was against you. I said verbatim, I'm riding with you. That's exactly what I said. Do you not remember that? So I feel like we both should be on this pedestal right now for giving these amazing takes Monday morning. I said, I'm riding with you.
No.
Do you not remember that?
Brandon
Wilds correct the record.
Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall, you said, I'm riding with you. And on a scale of 1 to 10. No, I said I'm riding with you. I'm a 2. You said you were a 2. So, like, you were not riding with me. I was hitchhiking on the side of the road, and you said, I'm riding with you, and you opened up the door, and then you did one of those, you kept going, and I had to chase you like a fool. You're not riding with me. You're not riding with me, but we're back to being friends.
All right, Brandon, let's talk some receiver rankings now. DeAndre Hopkins, Hail Mary catch, that stole the show this weekend. Last week, you said, besides the fact that you're riding with you, meaning Wilds, last week you also said DK Metcalf is the best wide receiver in football. Did Nuke's catch catapult him over DK in your receiver rankings?
Yeah, I mean, all year when I answer this question, I'm always looking at both DK Metcalf and DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if I'm an executive, if I'm a general manager, if I'm an owner right now, and I'm building my team from scratch, and I got to take the wide receiver, I'm probably going to take DK Metcalf because of the upside. This kid has shown to be able to learn very quickly. He came in raw. He wasn't able to put his foot in the ground at the top of his routes, but he's developed at an extremely fast pace. And then the deep ball, he does a great job of really making plays in the passing game. However, another thing that I look at when I'm breaking